Oh shit, almost fell there. Harry, this is Lord Potato, and this is what if Luffy was the reincarnation of Sukuna? Now, I wanted to make Sukuna a devil fruit so Luffy could eat, but no. Now, I am going to go into spoiler warnings about Luffy and other things. I'm just gonna warn this out because I am going to spoiler a little bit about the One Piece manga and all that. If you haven't read it, neither have I. I just kind of watch what's it called Anime Balls Deep. So yeah, how he just kind of theorized on other things. But yeah, other than that, spoiler warning. If you already know about Luffy's Gama Gama no Mi, I won't. Yeah, okay. But other than that, also, go subscribe to Anime Sensei, Iconic Waters, and Obito Waters. Their links will be in the description, so don't worry about that if I get the time. But other than that, let's begin. So, we go into, well, Luffy. Luffy was in the, what's it called, bar. What's it called, meeting, well, not meeting, kind of being in the bar with Shanks and the others. And of course, with Makino. So, of course, this is where Shanks is still kind of like talking to the bandit and all that. And the bandit kind of says, oh, he just like smashes the bottle over Shanks' head. And Luffy still gets hungry and sees that chest, that delicious chest with that, well, not delicious chest, that delicious purple looking fruit. Yes. And of course, this is where, well, Luffy, he takes a bite of it. I mean, he fully eats it. And of course, this is where, well, Shanks was kind of saying, well, he was saying nothing, and of course, the bandit was laughing. All of them were laughing, and this is where Luffy, he wanted to do something after what they call Shanks got hit by the bottle and all that. But before even going to do anything, when he even stepped forward to kind of like defend Shanks and all that, something happens. His stomach started feeling really bad. He started kind of coughing up a little bit. This is where the bandit leader said, oh, you're gonna be a big boy. Oh, please. It's not like you can be able to stop me, little brat. Looks like you're gonna die anyway from coughing. Coughing. This is where Luffy's coughing. And of course, this is where Luffy kind of decides to put his hand to his mouth so he can stop coughing. Of course, he coughed up some blood. This is where, well, this is where Luffy's actually passing out. This is where Shanks widened his eyes, seeing blood from Luffy's mouth. Makino kind of was wide in her eyes. The bandits were laughing, but before Luffy was able to even pass out, his will to try to protect Makino and the others kind of, well, he sent out a very powerful and potent Conqueror's Hawking out. This is where Luffy passes out while sending out a very powerful and potent Conqueror's Hawking towards the bandits and everyone around him. This is where Makino did not get affected, but Shanks felt it. Conqueror's Hawking. Just from someone so young can send out that much of a powerful wave of Conqueror's Hawking. Now, of course, this is where Luffy is right now on the ground, kind of bleeding. And this is where Shanks thinks about it to kind of give maybe Luffy the devil fruit so he won't die or anything like that. Because, not die, not give him the fruit. He then decides to kind of, well, wonder what the hell even happened. He turns around to see the chest, sees that it's empty, and sees that the devil fruit's gone. This is where, well, Shanks widened his eyes. And of course, this is where Shanks is trying to like make Luffy spit out the, what's it called? Well, the Gama Gama no Mi. But of course, he can't. Now, we go into, well, into Luffy's mindscape. But really not mindscape. Mostly into this place that's just darkness. We see a being that is pure white, but has this golden color aura effect around it. His hair looks like it's made out of clouds. And of course, he is fighting against someone that's pure black and, well, has this reddish, well, not pure black, has like this black and red aura around it. It's like a being with pink hair. But of course, this is where both of them are clashing. Now, we go into a time skip of Luffy in a week ago. well, week later. Luffy then wake up in 3 days, but of course this is where Luffy kind of talked to Shanks, and Shanks did ask him if he ate the fruit. Luffy nodded, and of course this is where Shanks is wondering why Luffy kind of coughed up blood. Was that fruit? He then remembers that all devil fruits kind of, what's it called? Not all devil fruits. Some devil fruits are dangerous to others people, because if someone ate 2 devil fruits, they'll probably die. But he never heard of one devil fruit to kind of hurt their, what's it called, host that they ate him, or ate the devil fruit and hurt their body. Of course, it's not because of what's it called. Look, I'm gonna go into details with the Gama Gama no Mi. The Gama Gama no Mi has, well, a will with it, a being that extends for Luffy's fit form in what's called in the manga. So yeah. So of course this being would clash with the Gama Gama no Mi being was actually clashing with, well, Sukuna. Now of course they actually stop for 3 days and coexist with each other. Well, not really. Kind of something happened. A wall actually appeared between the fight between the true identity of the Gama Gama no Mi and, well, Sukuna. Now, of course, a wall that was made out of hawking. A will. Well, it was kind of like a wall of will. So, hawking. Now, of course, Luffy did this unconsciously and did not do this on his own. It was just his will kind of carrying him on. So his own willpower kind of made this wall between, what's it called, the two beings. So it's not a physical wall, it's just a wall of will to kind of stop him from actually keep fighting and kind of hurting Luffy's body. So yeah. So of course he did kind of, Shanks didn't know what the hell was happening. But Luffy, he looked like he was perfectly fine. Now Luffy still has that, what's it called, one scar in his like not cheek, under his like eye, but yeah. Of course the bandits were knocked the fuck out, and this is where Shanks did kind of dispose of their bodies. But yeah. Of course Shanks then asked about Conqueror's Hawking, if Luffy has any clue about that. Luffy like shook his head saying no. And then Shanks says, do you want to learn? And Luffy thinks about it and says, sure. Is it gonna make me become the greatest pirate? To become the Pirate King? And this is where Shanks says, yeah. This is where Shanks like smiles at Luffy. Luffy nodded, and of course this is where Shanks says, okay, well, let's begin. So of course, after like 2 weeks pass, Luffy actually trained with Shanks in learning about Conqueror's Hawking, Armament Hawking, and Observation Hawking. Now, for some reason, Luffy had a very advanced Conqueror's Hawking, or not advanced, mostly a very strong Conqueror's Hawking, that even Shanks using his own Conqueror's Hawking was actually a little bit not much of a match with Luffy's Conqueror's Hawking. Even if Shanks uses 50% of, well, Conqueror's Hawking, so he wouldn't actually knock out Luffy every time. But Luffy's Conqueror's Hawking, even though he was only I forgot what age he was, I think he was 7. Even though he was 7 years old, has such a powerful Conqueror's Hawking that he actually broke through the, well, Conqueror's Hawking that, what's it called, Shanks uses. Of course, Shanks realized that he needs to add more willpower into Conqueror's Hawking so it can keep up with Luffy's and stop Luffy's Conqueror's Hawking from going wild half the time. So of course it kind of goes wild sometimes. It goes a little bit too berserk, but yeah, the Conqueror's Hawking, because it's such a potent Conqueror Hawking, but also it has this dark feeling into this Conqueror's Hawking. It's not just willpower that's in this Hawking. It has this dark feeling in this Conqueror's Hawking. Now, of course, the Conqueror's Hawking that Luffy uses is red still, but of course it has like this black tint to it. But of course Luffy doesn't know what it is, and Shanks doesn't either. So of course, this dark feeling actually comes from, well, who else do you think is inside of Luffy? No, it's not Luffy's Gama Gama no Mi. It is how should I say? Sukuna. So yeah. Now, before I even go any further, I wanted to make what's it called? Luffy ate like a devil fruit that was actually like Sukuna, because Sukuna's like fingers. Yeah, he has 20 fingers. You eat them. Sukuna's incarnated into you, or you're incarnated into him, and yeah, he gets to take over control of your body and all that. I wanted to make a fruit where he kind of was sent into a fruit and all them things, and Luffy might have found him when he was kind of thrown into a forest before meeting Shanks because of Bramps or Garp mostly. This is where I decide to scrap that and just say, if you want to scrap, I'm just gonna say Reincarnation. But yeah, other than that, yeah, it's just a reincarnation. Well, Sukuna's still, Luffy's a reincarnation of Sukuna. But yeah. Of course, this is where, Luffy is actually learning about armament hawking and even authorization hawking. Now, of course, he just gets the basics of it. Conqueror's hawking was something that he had to learn really fast from Shanks, because he only had 2 weeks and Shanks was going to leave in the last day. Now, Shanks still gives him his hat, but Shanks doesn't lose an arm or anything. He still has both arms, because Luffy did that whole thing to kind of bring one of the Sea Kings and kind of eat Shanks' arm and all that. And Shanks didn't use Conqueror's Hawking to stop that, what's it called? Sea King, but yeah. Of course, Luffy was saying, "Bye, Shanks. Thank you for all your help." And this is where Shanks waved at him and said, "Yeah, bye." Now, of course, we fast forward into, Luffy kind of, I forgot, was he 12? Or when he meets, wait. So yeah, Luffy was still kind of mostly Garp will force him to go to the bandits and all that after Luffy kind of met Shanks and all that. And of course, Luffy didn't show his armor hawking or conqueror's hawking towards, Garp. Because Garp will always try to kind of attack him and try to make him a marine. So, yeah. Of course, this is where, Luffy still goes up with what's it called? Garp towards the bandit hideout. The problem is, Luffy will still grab that giant tree and hit Garp in the head with it. So, of course, Garp will be very fucking pissed. But, yeah. Now, of course, this is where, Garp meets the bandits. The bandits, I forgot her name, the orange hair girl, or female, says that she doesn't want another brat, but this is where Garp kind of glares at her, and this is where they say, yes, we will take care of Luffy. But this is where Luffy was kind of spit on by what's it called? Ace, that Luffy kind of just got angry for some reason. He just doesn't know. He sometimes doesn't get angry when people kind of glare at him or look at him, or even when Garp tries to attack him. But for some reason, when Ace attacked him, or not even attacked him, spit on him, Luffy just got this rage feeling, this kind of anger feeling, the disrespect you gave to Luffy. That Luffy, he appeared right in front of Ace, grabbed him from the collar of the shirt, and says, "You fucking bastard." And Luffy did grab him from the collar of the shoulder. The collar from the shirt. And of course, this is where he did use Gama Gama no Mi to kind of pull in Ace. And this is where Luffy pulls his arm out and was about to punch Ace in the face when Ace was getting pulled towards Luffy. This is where Garp notices and actually stopped the punch before punching Ace in the face. This is where Garp says, "Luffy." This is where Luffy's eyes were actually kind of a little bit of tint to red. But then he stopped. His eyes just went back to normal black. This is where Luffy says, what just happened? This is where Garp says, "You were about to punch Ace? Just because he's older than you, you need to be friendly because he's going to be your older brother." This is where Luffy says, "What? My brother? Wow." This is where Ace was confused. Luffy's personality changed so fast from kind of being kind of dumb when he kind of spit on him, but then kind of being a little bit scary. A little bit scary. Like, not even a little bit scary, being very scary. And then changed to back being normal. Garp doesn't even know what happened and why Luffy decides to, because He thought Luffy was gonna be like, not going to attack Ace straight up. But no. He doesn't know what is happening with Luffy. Luffy sometimes acts without even thinking half the time. Now, Luffy really doesn't understand what's happening to his body. He understands that he trained Hawking and with Shanks and all that. He only trained the basics. But yeah. But of course, that's where, well, he doesn't really understand what's really happened to his body. He does have the Gama Gama no Mi, but he has this rage of bloodlust. Because when he ate the Gama Gama no Mi, well, that's when everything kind of went downhill. Not because of the Gama Gama no Mi, no, not because of that. Because of what it awoken and what actually caused a commotion in his body to kind of bleed out from his mouth. The two beings that are actually clashing in his body were clashing before he uses, well, his willpower to kind of, well, his own willpower managed to just stop the two beings. Of course, this is where Luffy, he doesn't really understand, but he kind of just tries to follow Ace, and Ace does try to, like, run away, ditch him, and yeah. Now, of course, Luffy keeps trying to follow Ace, and even when giant animals or anything tries to attack him, he will still follow Ace until Ace still meets up with, well, Sabo. Luffy decides to keep following Ace, and of course, still be that somewhat dumb little kid half of the time. And of course, this is where Luffy says, Ace! Ace! This is where, well, the Blue Jay pirate captain, I forgot what his name, decides to, well, find Ace, well, in Sabo. But of course, Luffy was the one that was tied up to that tree still, because he still found what's called Ace in Sabo. And this is where the Blue Jay captain, I think it was the captain, or was it some kind of commander or something like that, kind of grabbed Luffy so he can beat the crap out of Luffy and get information. And of course, he still did beat the crap out of Luffy. And of course, when Luffy refused to give out any information, and Sabo and Ace kind of saw this, well, mostly Sabo, while Ace was kind of getting his treasure and kind of going to another place and all that, the Blue Jay pirates were kind of trying to tell their captain, not his captain, their captain, that they should stop because it looks like the kid is gonna die anytime soon. So Sabo went to go retrieve Ace. Now, of course, this is where, well, the Blue Jay says, you better tell me where they're at, or you're gonna die. This is where Luffy, he actually passed out for a little bit, until Sabo and Ace was getting closer to the base to kind of save, well, not Ace, Luffy. And of course, this is where Luffy's eyes shot up, kind of like open really fast, but showing a red crimson glow to it. And of course, markings started appearing. This is where Luffy says, you kill me? A pathetic weakling like you would never be able to kill me. This is where, well, Blue Jay says, what? What the hell did you just call me, you brat? This is where, well, now Luffy's legs weren't really tied up, and this is where he says, oh, but you can't kill me, this person has just said. And this is right now Sukuna taking control of Luffy's body. This is where Sukuna then stretch out Luffy's leg out and says, how about you take this, you pathetic weakling? Puts Armament Hawking into Luffy's leg and kicks the shit out of the Blue Jay captain. The Blue Jay captain goes, this is where, well, Ace and Sabo managed to go in, break through like the roof and start beating the crap, and even managing to beat the crap out of the Blue Jay captain by killing him. But yeah, of course, this is where Sukuna says, I can't stay here much longer. Ugh. This is where, well, Luffy kind of wakes up again and says, what just happened? Huh? He kind of had this worst kind of feeling like he needed to wake up. So, of course, where, well, Luffy was confused and what just happened. He sees Ace and Sabo kind of, well, Ace mostly carrying him, while Sabo is saying, so you okay, kid? Or, Luffy? Luffy says, yeah, I am. He smiles at Sabo. So, of course, this is where, well, Sabo and Luffy and Ace, they kind of did steal more shit and all that, like original canon. Now, of course, everything was still going to original canon. Of course, they would still be brothers and kind of drink with each other and all. But yeah. Until the day where, well, the real Blue Jade captain, the actual captain, not the commander. I keep saying captain for some reason, but the captain, it still comes and managed to get what's it called, Ace, Luffy, and Sabo, and managed to capture them because Sabo's parents was mostly dad would still see him, and of course this is where Luffy and Ace managed to find out that Sabo's actually royalty, not royalty, a nobleman. But what they call Sabo still explained to them that he didn't want to be what they call treated as a noble or anything like that because he hates being a noble. But yeah. And of course this is where Luffy and Ace didn't mind. They still drank the whole whiskey the whiskey to kind of be like brothers and all that. But yeah. Of course, the Blue Jade captain and his army managed to capture Luffy, Ace, and Sabo. This is where, everything around them were kind of burning up. Burning up because Ace and Luffy managed to escape, but then get captured again. And, Ace was about to, use Conqueror's Hawking for the first time when he was younger and all that. The same when they were kind of in trouble and all that. Until, she does uses it, but she still doesn't manage to break through or break out of the rope. Instead, something happens with Luffy. Luffy passes out from the he does manage to break out and does manage to help Luffy break out also, but Luffy passes out, closing his eyes, then reopening them, having 4 eyes in total. 2 eyes that are right now under Luffy's eyes open, red, and of course glaring at the Blue Jade captain. Now the Blue Jade captain's kind of fighting against Ace, and the Ace is trying to kick his ass, and of course this is where Sabo's dad is trying to take Sabo away, and Sabo's like, no, let go of me. This is where Luffy, who is actually not Luffy right now, having markings all around, appeared. This is where, Luffy disappeared from, the view of, there was kind of people waking up from the Conqueror's spirit. And of course, this is where Luffy kills them all, with Luffy's claws being sharpened. This is where, the person says, it's interesting, even though I'm kind of young still, and still meeting this boy's body to kind of maybe take over this world. And this world doesn't even look like the world of Jujutsu Kai. Or not Jujutsu. Doesn't look like the world that I came from, where there's Jujutsu sorcerer and all that. Mostly pirates. Interesting. Whatever, when this boy keeps growing, I'll be able to gain back power, or give him power. But mostly I'm gonna have to take a chill. This is where Luffy, not Luffy, Sukuna sees Ace get taken out by getting kicked, and the Blue Jade Captain Pirate, says, goodbye, you brat, pulls out a gun on Ace, until what Ace and the Blue Jade Captain just sees, is mostly the Blue Jade's arm kind of flies up in the air, being caught by something. And that something is Luffy. Luffy glares. When I mean glares, kind of looks at the Blue Jade captain, and this is where Luffy smiles. This evilly grin smile. This is where Luffy says, what, were you really thinking that pathetic your pathetic weakling power was going to stop me? You're just a dumbass. This is where Luffy burns the arm and throws the arm to the ground, burning it. Flames right now consuming it. Yes, because, Sukuna does have, fire curse energy. Reason why is because if he unlocks one of those, marks that's on his body, he can actually have fire. So, of course, this is where he does burning with that, using fire curse, I want to say curse magic so bad. No, curse spirit. Or not. Motherfucker. Curse energy. Why the hell did I say curse spirit? Motherfucker. I'm retarded. But yeah. Back into what if. This is where Luffy then looks at the Blue Jade Captain appearing right in front of him. And Luffy kind of just uppercutting the Blue Jade Captain's, chin. So hard that its entire neck just rips off by just getting blown up. And of course, this is where the Blue Jade Captain's head just flies up and then falls down. This is where the noble like turns around and sees the blue jade, what's it called, Captain's head like on the ground, while his body just falls backwards. And what he sees in front of, well, the blue jade's like, Captain's body in front of him, is, well, Luffy, his eyes showing this crimson colorish red being slit. And of course, well, not slick, what's it called? Yeah, I don't know why I say slick. That's mostly just showing his crimson red eyes. And this is where Luffy, he smiles with this evil grin. Sabo turned around also to try to get away from his father. But this is where Luffy, he appeared right next to Sabo's father. And this is where Luffy says, die. This is where Sabo sees, manages to fast reaction, and sees Luffy shoving his hand straight towards, what's it called? Well, his own father. Well, not Luffy's father, but Sabo's father. When Sabo managed to react to this. This is where Sabo says, no, Luffy! Luffy shoved his hand into Sabo's father's right in the heart, ripping it out. And of course, this is where Luffy is smiling and laughing. This is where, well, Sabo says to Luffy, calm down. This is where Sabo said that, everything goes into black. Now, we go into a time skip of, well, Luffy waking up the next, well, a week passes because Luffy fully blacked out. And of course, this is where every bandit was kind of worried, even Sabo and Ace. They were wondering what the fuck happened to Luffy. Why did he go into that murderous state? But they don't know anything. The bandits don't even know what the fuck even happened. But the only thing they see when they get there, before Luffy passing out, is Luffy having his hand coated in blood, which half of them got horrified because of Garp. If he finds out, then holy shit, that's bad. But it wasn't even Garp who had this. Well, not Garp. Luffy's blood. That wasn't his blood. It was the nobleman's blood. The only thing they see is around Luffy is Sabo and Ace, but they see the, what's it called, other, like the Blue Jay Captain and the nobleman dead body. They don't know what just happened. So of course they still take Luffy. They clean up the blood, and of course they find out that Luffy is not bleeding. Well, kind of having scratches and all that, like a little bit of scratches. Not something that he can't heal from. But of course he did have, what's it called, a wound, but it healed so fast. It was before they even got to notice the wound. It got healed by curse energy, reverse curse energy. Because Sukuna can heal his body easily. He can heal any major wound if you want to think about it. If you want to think about it, Sukuna heal Yuji's like cut arm that one time. So yeah, you're gonna imagine how broken Sukuna is gonna help Luffy a little bit. But yeah. Now, if you're wondering why I did Luffy and Sukuna being split personality, because, well, I still want to keep Luffy's like personality being cheerful and all that, but kind of have Sukuna's other personality be in it. I don't know, it felt kind of right for me to have a split personality, like Sukuna being Sukuna, Luffy being Luffy, but also another being, I'm just saying. But let me go back into the what if. If you don't like, wait, before I go back into the what if you don't like this what if and you hated how I had it to kind of, well, not had it to, kind of split the personalities from Sukuna being Sukuna and Luffy being Luffy, and that one being its own being, because of the coming to me. Well, too bad. I don't care. I just felt like doing that, okay? Now, leave me alone. We go into Luffy, who is right now just not even, what's it called? He was just talking to Sabo and Ace, and of course he was wondering what happened. And this is where Sabo and Ace say, "You don't remember?" This is where Luffy says, "Remember what?" This is where, well, Ace says, "Wait, you don't remember that we were fighting against those pirates?" Luffy says, "Oh yeah, Ace, I saw you how you can defeat that, what's it called, captain. Wasn't that you? That was so cool. I wish I was that strong like you. So strong and powerful, right, big brother Ace?" This is where Ace widened his eyes. He wasn't the one to defeat the Blue Jay Captain. No, that was all Luffy. The only thing that Ace kind of remembers from that little fight is a flashback when Luffy kills the Blue Jay Captain, his arm was bleeding, but that was only the Blue Jays captain blood on it. And of course, this is where Luffy was kind of smiling, giggling. Now, of course, Ace didn't see the markings that were on Luffy's body because he was too kind of like shocked and terrified a little bit about Luffy. But yeah, he didn't see any of the markings. Now, of course, this is where, well, which is kind of hard to miss because, but yeah, he was just terrified and kind of shocked and distraught to see markings. Now, of course, this is where, well, Luffy also, when Sabo remembered that, the only thing he remembers is kind of being relieved and happy to see that Luffy freed them from his kind of like shacks towards his like noble family and all that, but still terrified of how Luffy did it. Luffy showed no mercy to his father, ripping out his heart and crushing it, but Luffy passing out after a while. Well, not even after a while, after him doing that. So yeah, Luffy doesn't remember anything. He can't really remember anything. Every time that Sukuna takes over his body, he doesn't remember anything. He blacks out. He forgets everything what happens. But yeah. This is where, well, Luffy just says, what are you guys talking about? Why do you guys look so distraught? You guys defeated them. Luffy kind of just cheers at them. This is where, well, the bandits doesn't really know what's happening and really wanted to know from Luffy, but it seems that Luffy doesn't remember. And when they asked Ace and Sabo wanted to just keep it quiet. Just keep everything quiet. So they don't know anything what happened. But of course, this is where, well, something happens. In, well, 2 weeks, something happens. Garp decides to bust through the, what's called, well, the bandit's house and screams out Luffy, Ace, and Sabo's, well, not Sabo's name, just Luffy's name. Luffy! This is where all the bandits just get up because they're worried as hell. And of course, the orange-haired lady kind of also wakes up because, well, she was kind of tired and all from, well, Luffy, Ace, and Sabo kind of running around half the time. But of course, they're fully awake. Even Luffy and Ace and Sabo were kind of tired and they were kind of sleeping. But when they heard Garp kind of screaming, they all wake up. They all shot up. This is where Luffy says, "What the hell do you want, old man? Are you dying or something?" Luffy kind of said that. And this is where Garp says, "You little brat," and tries to grab Luffy from the kind of head. Managed to grab him from the head and pulls him up. Like, up, and of course squishing his head. This is where Luffy says, "Ow, my head, let go of me, you old bastard." This is where, well, Ace and Sabo says, "Let go of him." This is where Garp decides to put Luffy down, but then put a paper right in his face and say, "Read what the fuck this is." This is where, well, they, Sabo, Ace, and Luffy looks at it, and all they see is Luffy passed out on the ground. Yes, that's a picture. But not just that. Luffy's name, Monkey D. Luffy, bounty over, let's say, 31 million. And dead or alive. Dead and alive. This is where, well, yeah, dead or alive. So yeah. This is where, well, Luffy says, "Huh? What is this?" This is where Sabo and Ace says, "What the hell? You got a bounty?" This is where, well, Luffy says, "What's a bounty?" This is where both Sabo and Ace smack their freaking heads and realize that, yes, Luffy's only 7 years old, but they don't know how Luffy can be so terrifying but still be retarded now. This is where, Garp says, "You idiot. What the hell did you do?" This is where Luffy says, "I didn't do anything. Why is there blood in that picture? Why am I just on the ground?" This is where Luffy is trying to remember, but every time he tries to go into that memory, it gets blocked for some reason. He can't really remember, and he's just shaking kind of crazy. He's just like kind of trembling. He doesn't know why there's blood in the picture. Because it's a picture that they took while what's it called, Luffy kind of killed that person. And this is where, well, Luffy was on the ground when he passed out, so yeah, there was blood there. And of course, Luffy says, what is happening? This is where Garp says, I want to know about that. What the hell did he do, brat? That's where Luffy says, I didn't do anything. Luffy can't remember anything. Nothing. Well, the fact that he only remembers while Ace was fighting against that, well, as it called, captain. But after that, he can't remember anything. Everything is black for him. He says, I don't know what's happening. Nothing makes sense. This is where, well, Luffy doesn't know what's happening. He's right now scared, terrified. This is where, well, Garp says, listen, Luffy, don't do something stupid or reckless like that again. If you do, well, he doesn't say that. He says, what do you mean you don't know? He was about to punch Luffy in the head until both Sabo and Ace stop him. This is where he says, stop. Luffy doesn't remember anything. He has, I think, an amnesia. This is where, well, Garp says, what do you mean amnesia? This is where Ace and Sabo kind of explain, well, a half-assed version of what happened, but that's all they explain. This is where Garp says, what the hell? It must have been that damn pirate Shanks, damn it. This is where, well, he then tells Luffy, Luffy, is that true? Can you not remember anything? Luffy says, he's right now trembling and shaking. He doesn't remember anything, grabbing his head. He's right now kind of crying. He doesn't remember anything. This is where, well, Garp can see from the trembling and shaking. He doesn't know what is happening. So, of course, this is where he says, Luffy. This is where Luffy stops trembling and shaking. As they're hearing the kind of stern voice of Garp. And this is where Luffy looks up. And of course, Luffy's crying a little bit. This is where Garp says, I'm remove, well, the picture. I'm gonna remove the name of the picture. But I can't remove the bounty. So, don't do anything stupid about it. Don't do another stupid thing about whatever. Okay? This is where Luffy nodded slowly. This is where Garp says, also, who the hell are you, Blondie? This is where Sabo says, oh, my name is Sabo. Sabo lied and says, oh, I'm just a new child that the bandits, took upon. This is where Garp says, you took upon another kid? You bandits really do want more kids, don't you? I forgot what to call the orange hair, woman. This is where the orange hair kind of she has her mouth widened. And of course, this is where she was about to retort and say something until, well, Garp says, but whatever. Garp just turns around and says, okay, bye. Luffy, listen up to me. Don't do anything stupid. This is where Luffy nodded. And of course, Garp consented by using his own arbitration hockey and seeing that Luffy nodded slowly, but he didn't say anything. Because Luffy was too terrified to even say anything. He wasn't really terrified of Garp mostly. It's just because he saw blood. Well, he didn't see blood for the first time. It's just, it was all around him and on his arms. He doesn't know what happened. But this is where we go into a time skip of Luffy being 12 years old while what's it called? Both Ace and, well, not 12 years old. Being, you know what? Not 12 years old, 10 years old. While Ace and Sabo were actually 13. This is where, well, they were training with Luffy to kind of be stronger and all that. But of course, Sabo did actually think of leaving what's it called? The island. But before we go into that, when Luffy was 7, and of course, not Luffy was 7. Luffy was 10 years old. Of course, training with Sabo and Ace. We go into them being, well, younger. A flashback. Of course, Luffy did something terrible again. That's when the noble came and Sabo wanted to leave the island because of, well, he didn't want to bother anyone and make other people go in and make Luffy go into this murderous rage, kill him, and make Luffy's life in danger and other things. That Luffy was crying and telling Sabo no to not do it. And Ace was also wanting Sabo not to do it. But of course, Sabo goes on a boat. And Sabo does get his boat shot at by a nobleman. and this nobleman is a celestial dragon. When Luffy sees this, Ace turns around to see Luffy. Luffy was not there because he was also distraught and seeing Sabo's boat getting shot at. This is where Luffy, his eyes, everything just flashed in front of his eyes. Everything was Sabo. This is where Luffy says no. This is where Luffy did unlock the markings of Sukuna. And Sukuna did also have to take control again of Luffy. But this time, he couldn't fully take control of Luffy. Well, he could. He actually took full control of Luffy. But this is where Luffy didn't fully got taken control exactly. Instead, he jumped up in the air really fast using the Gama Gama no Mi. And of course, this is where he kind of put his arm all the way up in the air. Of course, kind of being like stretched far. And of course, Sukuna realized that he wasn't the one being taken control in this body. It was Luffy's right now willpower kind of stopping Sukuna from actually kind of taking his body over. But this is where, well, Luffy says, Gama Gama, no Mi, pistol. This is where he sends a pistol attack, but Sukuna decides to put cursed energy onto it. This is where there's kind of like a red-black, it looked like a red and black energy appeared, and this is, well, Black Flash. Yeah, Black Flash. This is where he punches the boat, and it explodes into just this lightning and red just shock everywhere. This is where everyone widened their eyes. This is where Luffy falls into unconscious again. And of course, this is where, while what's it called, Luffy's will was stopping Sukuna, it stopped when Luffy kind of went unconscious. This is where Sukuna managed to take control fully of Luffy's body, and had to land on one of the pieces of the boat. This is where Sukuna was looking around, and he managed to sense what's it called, well, Sabo. So of course he decides to help Sabo, because Sukuna can see the potential and what's it called, Sabo and Ace, because they are strong as fuck. But yeah, this is where, well, Sabo, he managed to just be on a piece of one of the pieces of his boat. And this is where Luffy appeared right next to him, but this is Sukuna, grabs Sabo, and disappears, going back into, well, the island. This is where Luffy drops Sabo to the ground, but this is where Luffy's markings go away. But this is where a Marine managed to take a picture of Luffy, and of course his bounty did reach up to 69 million. Nice. Oh no, I just thought of 69 million, okay? This is where, well, Luffy is now at, not 69, it's a Celestial Dragon, so it'll be more. And the Celestial Dragon did die in that little kind of thing. So, of course, it kind of reached up to being 89 instead. 89 million. This is where, well, they had a good picture of Luffy, and Luffy's eyes didn't show that it was blank. It showed right through. Well, it did show that it was blank, but it showed, what's it called? It just showed Luffy's back turned around. So, yeah. Of course, Luffy did reach up to 89 million, so yeah. So, of course, we go back into Luffy being 10 years old, with Sabo and Ace being 13. So, of course, Sabo decides to never go back out onto sea and just thought of staying on the island. So, of course, this is where, well, bounties actually did go after Luffy. But Luffy, even though he was 10 years old, he was able to defeat them while training with Sabo and Ace. And Ace and Sabo did protect Luffy. So of course Luffy's bounty did go up, while Sabo and Ace bounty also did went up. Now, we go into a time skip of Sabo and Ace being 17. Now, Sabo told Luffy bye, and Sabo was actually going first. Well, not first. He was going along with Ace. And of course, both Ace and Sabo told Luffy bye. And Luffy was 14 and everyone was waving bye. Of course, Luffy was saying bye. This is where both Sabo and Ace say, "Don't do anything stupid, Luffy." This is where Luffy says, "I promise I won't." This is where, both Sabo and Ace just smiles and yeah. Now, of course, let me mention about Sabo and Ace bounty. Sabo's bounty, 60 million. 60 million, just 60 million. While Ace's bounty, 59.9 million. So yeah. Of course, it were, well, what's it called? Sabo might have a bigger bounty than Ace, but yeah. But that's just because he's kind of noble, and they kind of just had to put him like that. Or not really noble, they just gave the blondie more of a bounty, but yeah. But of course, the Super, they just kind of wave at Luffy, and yeah. Now, Ace is wearing that, what's it called, that outfit that he was leaving and all that. But what Sabo is wearing is basically a blue coat, like a blue coat. His blue hat, like a blue hat and all that. Blue pants and black boots. While Ace is just wearing what's it called, shorts, a shirt, and an orange hat. Wait, did he get the orange hat? No, he got the, I don't remember when he got the orange hat. But yeah, of course, this is where Luffy, right now, his bounty is at 112 million. 112 million. So yeah, this is where, well, Luffy's bounty, that's when he's 14. Because he defeated so many bounty hunters and even marines that kind of went to try to attack him. Now, Luffy is so powerful when he's 14 that he actually has a good handle of mastery of, well, not mastery, a good handle on curse energy. And kind of also reverse curse energy, a little bit. He did meet Sukuna when he was training, but yeah. Now, we go into a time skip, and of course, Luffy is now 17. Luffy's hair is actually longer than the, what's it called, original canon. So, of course, it's kind of a little bit longer than the original canon. But, of course, this is where Luffy, he does have a straw hat, and he's telling everyone bye. But Luffy, I should mention what he's wearing. He's not red, well, he is wearing a red kind of, like, that red clothing that he had in the original canon. It was just, what's it called? It was red. And, of course, what's it called? He was way buffer than the original canon, so he's a little bit much stronger. Well, buffer. And of course, his pants, he is wearing blue shorts, he is wearing sandals, and of course, he's telling everyone bye, and everyone's saying bye to him, but yeah. Now, Luffy, he is just like, thinking what to do. He did also scream out that I will become the Pirate King, but yeah. Now, Luffy does have a connection with Sukuna to talk to him, so yeah, he won't be lonely the seas and all that, but Sukuna doesn't really like talking to him that much, but yeah. Of course, Luffy does have a grasp on what's called, well, a better grasp than him being in 14 years old. A better grasp, well, not grasp, a better control in curse energy and reverse curse energy. So yeah. He also does have a couple of weapons that he can unlock while using Sukuna's power a little bit, but yeah. But Sukuna really doesn't like helping out Luffy that much. Of course, Luffy has a what's called better handle on what's called Gama Gama no Mi. He also does add armament hawking while he's using Gama Gama no Mi, like armament hawking. He also did manage to find a way to advance his armament hawking and even his authorization hawking to having future sight and also having that reddish glow to his armament hawking, but yeah. But of course, it's just a small kind of tin of line of glowing, but yeah. This is where, well, Naruto, Luffy, he is now going out to sea. Of course, one of the Sea Kings tried to attack him, and Luffy did kind of says, die. This is where Luffy says, curse energy. Wait. This is where Luffy doesn't use like curse energy or anything. He just like scratches the air, and of course the sea creature gets cut into like 3 pieces. But yeah. This is where Luffy says, well, time to become the Pirate King. Yeah. But this is where I'm gonna leave it off. Have a nice potato day, potato night, potato seed, potato, potato. Now, of course, this is where I'm gonna leave it off for part 1. Part 2 will be whenever. part 3 will be also being whatever. I know I am still doing what if Luffy was a reincarnation of Gojo Satoru and even Kakashi Hatake, so that would still be the Luffy that I'm still doing. But I wanted to do this one because, I don't know, just had an idea for it, but yeah, since I'm doing a Gojo one. But other than that, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato seed, potato, and yeah, potato.